Hey, I hope you're doing well today. This is Aaron of AaronJMarks.com. I'm a visionary purpose coach and metaphysical leadership mentor. And you can see my signature framework behind me. It's called the Metaphysics of Leadership and Creation. Everything about the human condition is on there somewhere. And this is all unfolding in every moment. And it also includes the whole history of the universe, space, and time. But if you hear me talk, you'll hear me go through the details of that. I'm not going to do it now, but I am going to give you a summary of my latest blog post, which is called a reflection on authenticity, or I think something like that. And it was inspired by a conversation I was having with one of my favorite people, my younger son Arthur, and you can hear him on a couple episodes of my podcast, A Higher Level. Speaking rather philosophically, and in the post, I note that he and I have a very similar wavelength in that regard, and we often come to the same conclusions about the human condition. And so we have this very organic back and forth conversation that's very delightful and inspiring and visionary. And I was talking to Arthur a few days ago, and the subject of personal authenticity came up, and this is something that some of my clients, are somewhat preoccupied with. Not all of them, I notice, but some of them in particular. And if this is a preoccupation for you, as it is for me, this is something that I reflect on a fair amount. How does one stay authentic to oneself, and how does one define oneself in relation to all the social groups that we must inhabit as the social species that we are, and the social capital that we pursue in all of them? Because in order to do that effectively, in order to grow in status and prosperity and personal satisfaction and accomplishment, we need to develop social capital. And so if you have a sense of personal authenticity, what you might call like a positive self-centeredness, and it's not, when I say self-centeredness, I don't mean it in the pejorative sense that we often hear, but I think some people in particular, they have a drive to be positively self-centered, and that they have to know who they are, they have to know what they're about, and they have to know how to draw the kind of image from which or that they show up as socially from that deep place, and not compromise on it any more than possible. And so basically that's what the reflection is about. And if you look over this side right here, you can see that the embedded social circles, right? And this is the experience of each individual as we, encounter our life and the universe and the human condition. It starts with the self. And I like to say there is no self, because ultimately we can't exist in isolation. Nothing that we ever do is in isolation. And we're constantly, getting feedback from all the other people in our lives. And as entrepreneurs, as creators, a good deal of our life is expanding those circles, meeting more and more people so that we can develop more and more social capital so that we can achieve our goals. And, if you have this sense of authenticity, how do you navigate that? That's essentially what this post is about. And it's, this really delightful conversation that I had with Arthur. And I noticed one of his superpowers is that he has a very, very strong sense of authenticity. It's like he doesn't compromise it. And, he's really himself in every moment. And then he said something very thought-provoking to me, which, in response to that, which you can read. And it really got me thinking, it's like, am I my authentic self? And what does it even mean to be my authentic self? And, I come to some conclusions about that. And then will Arthur be able to be his authentic self for his whole life? Or will he inevitably have to modulate that in different ways as he builds social capital with the people in these various circles? And, the answer is, yeah, inevitably he already has had to, because we have this constant dynamic between ourselves and others, as we seek to improve our lives and the lives of others, which are essentially synonymous. That's the conclusion I often come to. So that's what this post is about. So I hope you enjoy that introduction. I know this speaks very, very saliently to certain members of my audience. And so if you're one of them, I hope that this feeds something in you. I hope it gives you insight on your own process. And, even if it doesn't speak to you so directly, I hope that you understand social interaction better, and maybe understand some of the people in your life who are driven more by a sense of this. And, maybe it touches on something in you as well. So I'm Aaron of AaronJMarks.com, visionary purpose coach, metaphysical leadership mentor, and hope you enjoy this reflection on personal authenticity.